Hello, fandom travelers. We are on our way to Antarctica via a 10-day cruise on Atlas Ocean Voyages. Along the way, we see incredible ice, meet 3 kinds of penguins, and ultimately set foot on our 6th continent.
Hello, fellow travelers. I'm Dustin, the fandom traveler. I'm chasing epic adventures around the globe, fueled by my passion for movies, comics, music, and games. This isn't just travel. It's a journey through the world of fandom. So buckle up and let's explore the world one fandom at a time. Getting to Antarctica is a bit complicated. First, you need to fly from your home location to the city of Buenos Aires. Once there, our tour included a one-night stay at the Buenos Aires Hilton. The hotel facility was great, with the added challenge that we arrived early in the morning and our room wasn't set to be ready until the 3 p.m. check-in. We were able to check in with the cruise people who let us know to put our bags out by 8 p.m. and that we needed to be downstairs by 2:30 in the morning to get ready for our flight to Ushuaia. We made our way around the area, even meeting this little bird at the Starbucks. Thankfully, our Hilton Gold status helped us obtain a room a little bit earlier than 3 p.m. so we could get showered and ready for the day.
Okay, it is 2 a.m. local time, and we're about to get on the bus to take us south to Ushuaia Island. Yesterday when we checked in, they told us it was important for us to be downstairs at about 2 o'clock. That's when the breakfast would be ready. We're not allowed to take coffee onto the bus. And of course, we're on the very first bus, so we've got to get down there.
It was very clear that multiple Antarctic tours grouped up here at this hotel. Boarding the bus, we made our way to EZE for our charter trip to Ushuaia. The plane booked for this is certainly a regional economy plane. If you've ever flown Spirit or Frontier, imagine that experience, but with perhaps an even older plane. The seats were uncomfortable for a 3-hour flight to the bottom of Argentina. While on the plane, they provide some light snacks of water and a choice of a sealed sandwich. Fortunately, I lucked out and slept nearly the entire way. We landed safely in Ushuaia and were able to get our first look at Patagonia.
It's pretty windy right now. It's not super cold, but I'm also rocking this awesome Roosevelt's parka, which I brought specifically for this trip. The wind is picking up, but not so bad. So now we're going to go on a bus tour around Ushuaia Island. They're going to show us some really great sights. I'm excited to see what's in store for us.
We left the airport and immediately went on a tour of the Tierra del Fuego region. Along the way, we saw the end of the Pan American Highway, which is the end point of the longest drivable road in North America. It starts in Alaska and ends right here at the bottom of Argentina. Now it was time to board the boat. We climbed the gangway and we were met with applause from the crew. We took a seat and were offered champagne to celebrate the start of our vacation. Then it was on to our stateroom. Let's take a look around.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. So we can see that they've already brought our luggage up here. Do a quick pass through. You can see some water, still water over here on the table. Looks like they also provide a couple of water bottles here on the bed. That's very nice. Got a TV. There's some binoculars for staring at the ocean. And this is a special trip, so they've brought some champagne here for us, which is very nice. It's already on ice, ready for us. This room has the indoor space instead of the actual balcony. So you can, instead of having a balcony where you just go outside, you can see it's floor to ceiling. In the background, the mountains of Ushuaia here, as we're just sitting here getting ready. And I think this was a really good choice because normally this area over here would be where your balcony is, but instead that's actually an expanded indoor space. Being on this cruise for 10 days, nice to have that extra room to do whatever you want, and also it to be climate controlled as well. And over here, we've got a nice closet here, some extra blankets. You've got a closet. I already put my jacket in there when I got on board. Got plenty of space here for shoes, for slacks and things like that. And it comes with a safe, a brush, shoehorn, all the little stuff that you need. Let's take a look at the bathroom here. So coming in, you can see on the left. Oh, there's a big step up. On the left, you got a nice shower here. Things you can see, there's an overhead spray as well as the hand sprayer. Then there's also the jets that come out in the middle. That's cool. There's a little space there if you need it. And then a couple of storage spaces for toiletries and things like that right next to the toilet. And then on the back, you've got 2 of these robes. Overall, I think this room looks great. This extra space indoor is really going to pay off on the long cruise. We just had a really long day of getting up at 1 a.m, getting on that flight, going on that tour, the bus tour. All of it was super fun. I'm glad we got to do it, but wow, I am totally beat. So I think I'm going to take off my shoes and try to find some way to relax for a little while before we have dinner for the first night.
We really wanted to be able to set foot on the Antarctic continent, so we chose an expedition cruise. These boats are a little bit smaller and have fewer passengers in total. For a look around the World Navigator, check my tour video linked in the description below. Each day on the boat, an itinerary of the day's planned activities is provided. We were able to know our location, planned excursions off the boat, times for interesting lectures about various topics, as well as evening activities and meals. The Drake's Passage takes a couple of days to cross, so there's plenty of time to prepare for what you're going to experience when you arrive in Antarctica. As part of the preparation, you'll attend a few mandatory lectures where information is shared on how to get in and out of the Zodiac boat and what's expected on excursions away from the boat. The crew will want to inspect your gear for any potential contamination that they want to avoid bringing to the continent. There's also an activity to learn how to put on the big rubber boots, as well as how to put on your Zodiac life jacket. The cruise line provides these lime green parkas, so you don't have to bring your own on the trip. Once you've gone through all of this, you're now prepared to go on an expedition away from the ship. One morning, you just wake up, and the constant rocking is gone, and you look out and see this. The camera really fails the beauty of this place. You just really can't believe that you're there. Earlier in the preparation, you're grouped into a section. In our case, it was A, B, C, or D. We were, of course, section D. The ship will call people in those groups who want to take an excursion down to the lounge to get ready to go into the mudroom to gear up and leave the ship. So we're ready to go, get in the boat, and make our way to the continent. A typical excursion would involve making landfall. It's important to note that these are not concrete platforms or pre-built spaces you'll be landing on. You're going to be getting off the Zodiac, often in water, and then carefully make your way up a couple of rocks to find yourself here.
Okay, and we have done it. We actually made landfall. So now I am standing on one of the islands of the Antarctic continent. But we took the Zodiac over. It was pretty straightforward. One of the first things that you smell is penguin crap. Penguin guano is a very, very strong aroma here. The penguins, they're just out here doing their thing. Back in the distance, you can see the boat where we came from.
Often they provide walking sticks if you think you need it for a little extra balance. It doesn't really matter how old you are, you might need them, so don't forget to bring them. Yes, the penguins are this close. It's incredible to see them in front of you. I found myself staring at them for a long time. I just really couldn't believe they were right there. After an hour of exploring around, you'll return to the drop-off point and climb back into the Zodiac. Then, you're typically taken on another 30 to 45 minute cruise around the area. This is when you can see seals, humpback whales, and some of the most interesting ice I've ever seen. You'll then return to the boat, clean your boots of any penguin poop or contamination, take off your gear, and go back to relaxing. Excursions typically took place mid-morning after breakfast, making lunch a fun time to share your experiences, photos, and other stories with other travelers. For those looking for more late night fun, there were regularly musical performances late into the evening. People usually come to Antarctica to see the sights and the wildlife, so here's a quick cut of some highlights of my trip. If there's interest, I may post a longer cut, so if you'd like to see that, please drop a comment below. Also, while I have you here, please like and subscribe to the Fandom Traveler. It helps us keep growing and finding more folks who are interested in travel just like you.
He's down here under the water.
Yep, he's coming up.
Our cruise was 10 days in total. We spent 4 days crossing the Drake's Passage and 6 days in the Antarctic Peninsula. Of those 6 days, we were able to make land excursions on all of them but one. There was a specific and particular icy spot that our expedition guides did not feel was safe to depart from.
Oh, yeah. Every time I come to a new place like this, I try to imagine what it was like to see it with human eyes for the very first time.
Let me take a moment to share some thoughts about our expedition guides. We love them. They had tremendous passion and were very happy to share it with us. They led the excursions, taught us about the ice, the wildlife, they drove the Zodiacs, and were always available to talk on the boat between excursions. Their participation was one of my favorite parts of the cruise. They all have just such big personalities and just a real visible passion for the Antarctic continent. Before we could head back, we were offered the opportunity to do the dreaded polar plunge, where we could jump into the icy waters. Of course I was going to do it.
So we're walking down here to the lounge, and basically I guess we're going to jump off the boat. It's going to be neat, although I'm curious to see how many more people are doing this.
Slowly, slowly, slowly. We went down a funny staircase.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Come on! Come on! Very good! Very good! Come on over on this side if you would then. Excellent! Well done! Well done!
It felt bad jumping in, but here I am.
How was it?
I was cold.
Salty.
It got my attention very quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's not bad. Now I went out. Once I got out, it was fine, though. I'm like immediately fine.
Now it was time to make our way back to Ushuaia. It was a bit melancholy, but at least there was some drama. A storm in the Drake's Passage was going to delay our return. The captain explained the situation to us and said it would be rough returning. We had to call an audible and replan our return flights back because of this delay. The cruise line provided free Wi-Fi access to help us with this replanning process. Ultimately, we arrived about half a day late in Ushuaia. Overall, this was an amazing trip. We were aboard the World Navigator, which is one of the ships in the Atlas Ocean Voyages fleet. I know there's been a lot shared about another cruise that had some really unfortunate experiences with the Atlas fleet. I'm going to make a separate video to talk about our experience on Atlas and what you should expect if you decide to take an Antarctic expedition with them. I hope you really enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Again, asking you to please like and subscribe. Check out our other videos, Antarctica. And if you've got any questions about the trip, please drop them in the comments below. Until next time, fandom travelers, safe travels.